Hey guys, this is Soul Satisfaction, and I'm upstairs right now, just prepping some shoes, getting some shoes ready to be listed. And let me get this launched real quick. All right. And I was thinking, I was talking to my buddy Clay today, who's also a reseller. Check out his channel, What the Clay. And we were talking about ways to improve your reselling business, and that gave me the idea, and I quickly came up with 10 steps that will help you improve your Poshmark and eBay business. So if you'd like to check out these 10 steps, go ahead and stick around, hit that like button below, and if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this. You can also hit the bell button below to get notified once a video comes up, and let's get right into it. All right. Number one, you need to set goals, right? You can't just work when you feel like it. I'm going to make what I'm going to make. That's not going to work, right? Not if you want to get ahead doing this. You got to treat it like a business. Set your goals. For me, I'm looking to make at least $100,000 a year profit. And once you get that goal, you need to then break that down into a weekly amount. What's that going to look like? That depends on what type of items you're sourcing and what you're selling for. My average profit per item lately is about $30. So if I'm listing 50 items a week at $30 profit, that's $1,500 profit a week. You know, times 4, that's $6,000 a month. Times 12, that's $72,000 a year. So and that's just my one-offs. I also sell replenishables, and that brings in about another $48 a year. So set your goals. Know what your average sell price is and break it down. And once you break it down, then you got to list, which brings up number 2. The number 2 point is you got to list consistently. What good is it to buy the stuff if you're not going to list it? You can't sell it if you don't list it. We all know buying, sourcing is the fun part, right? We all love that. I mean, it's treasure hunting. We all love it. But you got to list consistently. Set a goal, a weekly goal, a daily goal. For me right now, it's a minimum of 10 a day or 50 a week. Okay? And you've got to hit that. List consistently. Number 3, if you're going to get your profit up, your average sell price up, you got to know what you're doing, right? You can't go out there just hitting every garage sale, thrift store, estate sale, flea market, just without being armed with knowledge. You got to do the research on the front end. Yes, you do want to take your phone. You do want to be able to research eBay comps to be able to know if it's worth it. But you'll save so much time. If you get on eBay Solds, or you could get on Terapeak, which is a great software program. It gives you what's selling, the numbers, the average sell prices. I spend probably at least 30 minutes a day doing this. Currently, I research shoes every day, use shoes. I've also started researching pants, men's pants, and that'll be my second niche. And then I'll probably add a couple more. But don't try to be a master all at once. Spend a couple months really learning your niche before you move on to the next. All right, number 4 tip. By the way, if you haven't liked this, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you like this type of content, reselling content, and comment below. What's your number 1 tip? What's the best tip you could give someone in reselling or in life in general? Right? Okay. Number 4, you got to plan your You got to plan your sourcing routes, and you also got to be seeking out new sourcing opportunities. Right? Here I live in DFW. There's a million thrift stores, so you got to plan it out. Like Clay and I last week, we went to the Goodwill outlet in Fort Worth, and so once we were there, we set a route, and we hit probably about 10-15 thrift stores in that area. On a different day, we're gonna we'll hit some different areas. Maybe go up north. Same thing with garage sales. You got yard sale treasure map. You got to plan your routes. You got to be strategic. You got to try to find new routes. All right, number 5 tip, ways to improve your eBay business, your Poshmark business. Okay, I'm a big believer in this. You got to have incremental improvements. You just want to get a little bit better, 1% better each day. Don't get discouraged. Don't worry about, I've got to be a master of this. Just a little bit, small improvement every day. Think about it. Water, when it freezes, you have a piece of ice. It's 20 degrees, it's frozen. It's not changing. But if it raises 1 degree, we're at 21 degrees. And then an hour later at 22. Nothing's happening, right? But it's raising 1%. Eventually it's 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Nothing has happened. 28, 29, 30. It's going up 1 degree. Nothing's happening. 31. Then you hit 32. And all of a sudden, the ice begins to melt. That's how incremental improvements is. You get a compound result. You may not see any improvement for a long time, but all of a sudden, all that hard work will pay off, and then it'll seem like you get instant results. But the truth is the small improvements every day that led to this. And this is a good quote from a book I'm reading. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a great read. I recommend everyone read this. And this is the quote: "When nothing seems to help, I go and look at a stone cutter hammering away at his rock, perhaps 100 times without as much as a crack showing in it. Yet, at the 101st blow, it will split in two, and I know it was not that last blow that did it, but all that had gone before." Think about that. It's that incremental improvements. It's the consistency. Okay. Number 6 kind of ties in. It's also in the book Atomic Habits. Add new positive habits to your routine. This could be for a personal improvement. Like I've started listening to audiobooks. I have an account on Audible, and I listen to self-help, business books, relationship books, things that are going to make me better. And that hour of day, it adds up. This kind of ties into the listing goal, right? I have a habit. I've got to get 10 listed a day. No excuses, right? I just added a new habit. You can actually stack your habits, right? Create cues and routines. When I turn on the shower to take a shower at night, when I turn that on, that's my cue now. And I've started doing that this week. I drop down and I do my push-ups. And I add a push-up a day, right? Just adding small little habits throughout the day. They're not big things, but if you keep adding them, eventually it will lead to big results. Number 7, it kind of ties into the research one earlier, right? You got to educate yourself. You got to learn about what you're doing. You've got to network. If we're talking about reselling, there's tons of videos on YouTube. There's groups. I'm a member of the Green Room, which is a good reseller group on paid group on Facebook. I'm also on Daily Refinement. That's a great channel here on YouTube, Daily Refinement. Chris, I'm on one of his paid groups, and you've got to surround yourself with people who are doing what you're doing. Especially find people who are doing what you want to do, where you want to be. Learn from them, grow, educate. All right, number 8, no death piles. We don't want those death piles. We don't want to go sourcing so much where we got giant piles of product that we can't list. It takes up too much emotional real estate. You get depressed when you're looking at it. And if it overwhelms you, what I've started doing is I pick at least one item a day. I either list it, and if it's not worth my time or money, my new average profit goals, I donate it, right? Get that death pile gone, streamlined, streamline your process. You don't want more product than you can list in a week. Preferably, you don't want more product than you can list in a day, because your money's just tied up and it's not bringing you any return. No death piles. Number 9, the number 9 tip. These are tips to improve your eBay, Poshmark business, any other platform you sell on. You got to keep a daily system, a record keeping, right? At the end of each day, or for me, like when I'm shipping out, I have a little notebook and I keep track of my average profit per item, because that's what you get taxed on at the end of the year. I also have a system for keeping your receipts. I keep all my business purchases on one credit card, so it's easy to track them. You just got to keep a simple system, right? You got to keep that simple record keeping system. And the number 10 tip for today, improving your sales on Poshmark, eBay, other platforms. You don't list just on one, right? You got to list on multiple platforms. Now, don't do this all at once. If you're first beginning, you don't want to be selling on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. That's overwhelming. Learn each platform well, then move to another. Currently, my main two are Poshmark and eBay, and I've sold on OfferUp, I've sold on Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, used to sell on 5 Miles. There's lots of platforms out there, but become good at one and then add another, because the more platforms you're selling on, it's more eyes. Now, you do got to kind of weigh the time it's going to take, right? Because when one sells on one platform, you got to go and remove it from the others. So for right now, I'm selling on eBay and Poshmark. Since shoes is my main thing, they do well on both platforms. Well, guys, those were 10 tips for today. Improving your sales on eBay, Poshmark. There's many more. Why don't you comment below? What's a tip that you have to improve your reselling? And once again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we'll see you on the next one.